How y'all doing out there? My name is Salvatore Geloso, and I am a musician and artist living in New Orleans, Louisiana. But today I'm here in the wonderful city of New York. Ooh, my favorite sounds. I feel like any sound is my favorite sound because from sound comes creation. One of my favorite words is a Brazilian Portuguese word. It's a word called saudade. It's a word that cannot translate precisely into the English language, but it's a general feeling of nostalgia, like you're pining or longing for something that was or that never was. It's just like very romantic feel when you're overtaken by the memory of something, and it might be in a sound, it might be in a word, it might be in an image, it might be in an interaction or just an object, and that brings this feeling of saudade. So that's my favorite word. New York City is unique because it's kind of like the center of the world in the sense where you have all the worlds collide here. You know, if we live in a modern day Rome, then this is the capital. If we live in an empire, which we kind of do in a lot of ways, this is the capital of it. I guess it's even called the Empire State. I don't think they were just picking words out of the blue when they came up with that shit. So, you know, this is just the place where it's all going down. So you got a little bit of this, that, and the other thing, you put it all together. And that's the beauty of New York, because there's not one way to define New York. It is many faces and a multitude of never-ending sides and perspectives. Rubik's Cube, if you will. So I learned from somebody that, you know, they told me what the true opposite of love is, and we always assume, okay, the opposite of love is hate, but I don't believe that's true. The opposite of love is fear, and fear has taught me the most about love. So it's like this very strange, like perplexing idea, because through my inhibitions, through my fears, I learned how to truly embrace love. And we all hold that. And I feel like that's the key to truly loving oneself and being able to emanate and radiate love, is confronting one's fear. So that is my greatest teacher. I do. I have a lot of luck going on. I have my little Gree all the way from New Orleans. I believe a lot in luck. I feel like there's a lot of helping hands that are out here in the universe. There's a lot of saints, spirits, deities, beings, interdimensional travelers, call them what you will, and they are all willing to, not all, but there are some benevolent forces that are willing to lend a helping hand. And so I always try to call upon them. Anybody that has my back out there in the universe, you come find me, you give me a helping hand, I'll give you a helping hand of my own. But yes, I do believe in luck. I have been a very lucky person. I think one of the luckiest things that has been bestowed upon me has been the ability to begin again, or the ability to always keep things in motion, keep things rolling. You know, when one door closes, another opens, and you might call it luck, or you just might call it an insight, or, you know, some sort of awareness, or some sort of boon, so to speak. But that has been the luckiest thing definitely bestowed on me. There was a time in my life when I gave up most of my material wealth, my little possessions that I did have, and I traveled. I didn't let anything hold me back. You know, the being without in any way. Like if I didn't have the means or the resources, I found a way, and that's when I started realizing that I could play music for a living. That, you know, if I put my faith in my craft and the thing that I love to do, that it would always lead me to the next thing. And so it's continuing to string me along as I go. So that's been one of the most spiritual things for me. It's just relinquishing that control and trying to, like, you know, force things into being and just letting things happen as they will, and just kind of lead a life of wandering and just kind of let the wind take me a little bit. I'm not sure if I've grown up yet, or if I ever will, but I have had to definitely kind of shed skin, so to speak, and grow stronger in myself, and be more aware of myself and the things around me. And I think it's I think a lot was living in community, living in intentional community, queer space, living in SWATs, living with people of all backgrounds, coming from all different places, that really instilled in me a vision of what I want my reality to look like, or the world that I want to construct, what that would look like, because I feel like we learn a lot from each other, and especially when there's community and intention, it forced me to confront a lot of aspects of myself and grow up, so to speak, because with community, it's all about what you have to give, and, you know, not what you have to take or what you want from that. It's about what you have to offer. And so I feel like I've definitely devoted, you know, starting around 18 till now, about 10 years later, I'm 29, you know, devoted myself into understanding what that looks like and what autonomy truly is. And when we create these little things together, we have these points of convergence, and what that means, and what we're actually sharing, and what is being what is exchanged in those moments. Any concept of God or some omnipresent being or force, I feel like is, I think, one of the greatest mysteries, because it takes all forms and it takes no forms, and it's something that is so vast and that is so it is such a huge presence that I think it's the greatest mystery. I don't think anyone could ever touch upon it, and I like to leave it at that. I like to just admire it for what it is. And I feel like religion fails and they try too hard to grasp that idea and give that to other people, and I think that's something that we can only give to ourselves. The ones that rise to the surface are definitely hate, because hate is very blinding. Hate is definitely something that keeps us not only from others but ourselves. It's a wall, it's a barrier, and that's no good. And then the other ones I don't like are shame and guilt, because I feel like we have to make mistakes, we have to say things even if they are wrong in that moment, we realize that they're wrong. I think shame and guilt are terrible. Like, I don't think we should ever shame ourselves or shame anyone else or feel guilty. And I think this world and society shames and makes us feel guilty a lot about things, and it festers hate. Happiness runs in a circular motion. Oh my God, happiness looks like so many things. It looks like all of us right here. It's like, this pretty happy, like, you know. I just think, yeah, that's another thing that it just looks like everything could look like happiness if we so choose to see it in that way. Guns put up to me many of times, but, you know, I never feared death in that way. You know, I think that I've had to confront death more so in a spiritual sense, where I've had to leave behind parts of myself at a few definitely significant points, but many points in my life I've had to undergo death, and I hope I continue to do it, you know, to the time when it is that I leave this physical body and have to move on to whatever awaits me. I would hope that we could have a mutual respect and understanding for whatever planet a future society would inhabit, that we would see the wrongdoings of the Earthlings, and that we would say, we're not going to make that mistake, and we're not going to take advantage of this thing that gives us life and that gives us so much. We're not going to take that for granted, because as you all know, that's where we're at right now. I think that there's a beautiful life that awaits us all. It is tomorrow. It's working. It's being worked through right now, and I think that if we do survive, that there is something really beautiful that awaits. So I hope we get there.
I went down to the St. James Infirmary. I saw my baby there, and he was stretched out on a long white table now. Oh, my boy was so sweet, he was so cold, so bad. I said, let her go, God bless her. Or wherever she may be. And you can search this whole wide world over, but you ain't never gonna find another mojo man like me. 'Cause when I die, well, Lord, please bury me in my black shoes and a roller derby hat. And you can throw a gold piece in my guitar case, so the riffraff know that Sally died standing pat. And you get 6 gamblers to carry my coffin. You get 6 chorus boys to sing me a song. La 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 la. You get a New Orleans jazz band on my tailgate, y'all, so I could raise hell as I roll along. Joe's Barroom in the corner by Jackson Square. They were serving absinthe drinks as usual, and the usual riffraff was there. And on my left stood Smokey Joe. Well, his eyes were a bloodshot red. He was smoking the best reefer on this side of the Mississippi, let me tell you. And he leaned a little bit closer to me. Let me tell you this right now. And he passed it to me, and these were the words he said. He said, I went down to the St. James Infirmary to see my baby there. And she was stretched out, that little boo-boo, on a long white table now. Oh, she was so sweet, so cool, so bad. I said, let her go, let her go, let her go, let her go, let her go. God bless her, y'all. Or wherever she may be, yeah. And you can search this whole wide world over, but you ain't never gonna find another mojo man like me. Fire, yeah, yeah. So when I die, oh, well, please bury me in black shoes and a roller derby hat. And you get that swinging second line man on my tailgate. Oh, so y'all know where Sally's at. I said, hotty, 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 hotty. Woody, 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 oh. Whoa, well, hitty, 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 hotty, hotty, hotty. Well, this is the end of my story. Well, you better get me another round. around the booth, I even had the first one yet. So ain't nobody counting, I guess I'm just rambling. So if anybody asks you, you just tell them all. I got the St. James Infirmary blues. Ooh, I got the St. James Infirmary blues. I got them St. James